Hi, I'm Diana Wall. I'm from Fort Collins, Colorado. I'm a professor at Colorado State University and director of the School of Global Environmental Sustainability. Nematodes make me smile. That, of course, is what I spend a lot of time studying. And nematodes are just small roundworms that live in soil. They're about as long as they're not even as long as an eyelash. So they're very tiny. And there are thousands of them. You can hold thousands of them in your hand in a handful of soil. And they're really important, as a lot of the soil animals and microbes are, for making fertile soils, for making the soils more porous, for breaking down the leaves and twigs in your backyard or in the mountains. So we have fertile soils. So in many ways, if you think about soils, think about nematodes as part of the food web beneath your feet. I think the other thing that I am really strong on is that we must preserve, maintain, sustain, any of those adjectives, our soils, because that is our economy for the future. If we don't, as a nation, have fertile soils, if we don't keep this food web churning, dead soils are like Mars. There's nothing living there. So we have to, and I feel like I have to really push that we've got to think of soils and soil biodiversity as part of the whole ecosystem and not just a dump. One of the things I like best about being in Antarctica is when I get into the field and I get to go to my tent, what I call my tent, which is just a Shackleton's tent, which is a very tall tent and you can actually stand up in it. But realize that it's 24 hours a day light then, and it's cold. But what's so great about it is you feel alone and you can read all night long if you have gloves on and you have a little book to read. And while you're reading, you can hear the crack of the glacier nearby. It's just spectacular. I think we need to have a lot more women involved in scientific research. It is still striking to walk into a room and be the only woman on a committee, the only woman scientist on a committee. I think women bring a lot to the table, just like they do in any aspect of life. And their curiosity and their get the facts, please, before I make a decision is really useful in every aspect of science. We've done a lot over the years in bringing more women into science fields. And the first is, it is not scary, it's a lot of fun. I couldn't have a better job. It's always exciting, and I think we sometimes try to give women the idea and young women, oh, this is so much work and you have to be a geek. It is so fun to be a geek.